Good morning to everyone, or whatever time you're watching this video. Sorry about that. My name is Omega Killer 44, and today we're gonna do 10 clowns you don't want to mess with. First of all, apologies to all with coulrophobia, the fear of clowns. I have that, by the way, in case you didn't know. This list is entirely dedicated to the subject. I am neither afraid nor a fan of clowns, but there is something about the concept which I find strangely unsettling. Even the happiest clowns seem to have something not quite right beneath the surface. Perhaps this is the reason that so many people are afraid of them. In this list, we look at 10 fictional and non-fictional clowns that should be familiar to the most. Number 10, Krusty. Krusty the Clown should be well known to everyone reading this list. He is, of course, one of the characters from the popular television program, The Simpsons. Krusty is famous for being loved by all the kids for his humorous antics on the screen. While this being rather different off-screen, Krusty is a hard-living entertainment veteran, sometimes depicted as jaded. Burnout has been, who has been down and out several times, and remains addicted to gambling, cigarettes, alcohol, Percodan, Pepto-Bismol. What's wrong with Pepto-Bismol? Helps you with diarrhea and stuff, constipation, and Xanax. He instantly becomes depressed as soon as the cameras stop rolling. Krusty wastes money almost as fast as he earns it, lighting his cigarettes with $100 bills, eating Condor egg omelets, spending huge sums of pornographic magazines, and losing a fortune gambling on everything from horse races to operas to betting against the Harlem Globetrotters. So why is Krusty on the list? For the simple reason that a person who takes coupons or copious amounts of drugs and booze and sells products that kill, cereal with jagged metal Krusty O in each box, can never be trusted. Number 9. Pulcinella. Pulcinella, often called Punch or Punchinello in English, is a classical character that originated in the Commedia dell'arte, I don't know how to say these, of the 17th century, a form of professional masked theater. His main characteristics from which he acquired his name is his extremely long nose, which resembles a beak. His traditional temperament is to be mean, vicious, and crafty. His main mode of defense is to pretend to be stupid, to know what's going on, and his secondary mode is to physically beat people. Pulcinella has appeared in a roundabout way in modern fiction as well. Conrad Bizzo and his son Punchinello are the antagonists in the novel Life Expectancy by Dean Koontz. While by no means the most evil of clowns on this list, Pulcinella can be said to be a progenitor of the evil clown genre, and definitely deserves an entry here. Number 8, Ronald McDonald. This is no joke. Ronald McDonald, the famous mascot for the fast food joint, is a clown you don't want to mess with. The reason, however, is slightly different from some of the other entries here. Most countries with McDonald's have a Ronald McDonald actor who will often be hired for children's parties. Because he is so famous and drives kids wild, he travels with an entourage of bodyguards, often McDonald's staff who are trained in the job. Now this is where the danger comes in. If you are a kid and you get too close to Ronald, the bodyguards are trained to keep you back with violence. My cousin was trained as a bodyguard, and the methods he was taught included pinching children and stamping on their feet. So remember, next time you see Ronald, keep your distance. You might end up injured. Innocently, in case you can't tell, the photo above is Ronald McDonald being arrested by New Zealand police. You see that? Yep. Number 7 is Doink. In the early 1990s, an evil clown character was featured in the World Wrestling Federation, also known as WWF. Doink the Clown was portrayed as a villain early on in his career. He would do cruel things such as pop children's balloons with a cigar, splash water on the audience, and use a fake prosthetic arm to attack opponents. Once he even attacked an opponent with a car battery. His entrance theme music was typical Happy Circus tune, Entrance of the Gladiators, which would quickly surge into a dark and menacing music, complete with evil cracking sound effects. Number 6. Killer Clowns. A list like this would not be complete without the killer clowns from outer space, who star in the movie of the same name. An army of sadistic extraterrestrial life forms who resemble clowns, and their circus tent ship in the sleepy American town of Crescent Cove. The Clown Army, Clown with a K Army, advances into Crescent Cove, inflicting a genocide during their operation. They harvest the unsuspecting population, blasting random victims with a ray gun that cocoons them with cotton candy, with lethal results. The Clown Army uses a variety of seemingly innocent methods to ensnare their victims, such as killer shadow puppets, bloodhound-like balloon animals, and a ray gun that looks like a child's toy. Since the methods themselves appear whimsical, the townspeople don't know they are in danger until it's too late. It isn't quality, it isn't serious, but it sure is ridiculously funny. Number 5. Yubu Rowie. Yubu Rowie, or King Yubu, is a play by Alfred Jarry, premiered in 1896. It is one of the precursors to the theater of the absurd and the greater surrealist art movement of the early 20th century. The main character, Ubu, who is certainly a clown-like figure, lives in a world of greedy self-gratification. He is an anti-hero. Fat, ugly, vulgar, gluttonous, grandiose, dishonest, stupid, Jeju, ferocious, cruel, cowardly, and evil. Like Macbeth, Yubu murders the king who helped him on the urging of his wife. He spurs his throne and is in turn defeated and killed by his son. In its first performance after owning the first word, murder, that's not how we spell it though, the French word for S-H-I-T, with an extra R, a riot broke out and the play was banned from the stage, so it moved to a puppet theater. It has since had a very popular revival in theater. Number 4. Poltergeist Clown. Those of you who have seen the excellent horror series Poltergeist will remember the clown scene in which the young boy is assaulted by his toy clown. There is not a great deal of information available on this scene, but the image above should suffice to remind you all how horrifying it was. The scene has been parodied in both Family Guy and Scary Movie 2, in which the clown sexually assaults his victims. Yeah, the famous clown scene is not the best in the film, but it is certainly one that makes it worth seeing. Number 3, The Joker. The Joker is... Oh, I know what number 1 is. I know what number 1 is, I know it. The Joker is the famous wicked character from the Batman stories. Probably the most sinister portrayal of the character was the most recent by the late Heath Ledger, who managed to bring a much more believable evil to the screen. Throughout his original comic book appearances, the Joker was portrayed as a master criminal whose characterizations varied from that of a violent psychopath to a goofy trickster, thief. His appearance is not typical of most clowns, but he shares sufficient traits with them that he should certainly be included in the genre. The origin of this look varies from source to source, but the most common is that he fell into a vat of chemical waste which bleached his skin, turned his hair green, and made his lips bright red. Coming in at number 2 is Pennywise. Pennywise is a shape-shifting eponymous character from the Stephen King book, It. In the overall scheme of King's writing, it comes from part of the greater universe that also encompasses some of his other writings. While it appears mainly as a clown, particularly when stalking children, it also appears as a giant spider. Humans never truly see its full form, as it naturally exists beyond the physical realm in a place called the Deadlights. Every 30 years, it comes back to life to terrorize and destroy. At the end of the novel, it is revealed to be female and lays its eggs. Pennywise is a female? What? Pennywise is a female? Wow, okay. And number 1 is Pogo. Pogo had to be number 1 on this list for one very good reason. If you messed with him, you really would end up dead. Pogo was the name of the clown character used by John Wayne Gacy to make connections with young men so he could rape, torture, and murder them. Gacy taught himself how to apply clown makeup and made all of his costumes. In a strangely ironic way, he intentionally painted his mouth with sharp corners instead of the normal round corners, which are generally preferred so as to not frighten children. Oh, I get it now. I'm like, what? Gacy performed countless times at local children's parties and hospitals. There's no doubt he emphasizes the concept of the evil clown. Pogo's death toll is 25 to 30. But don't worry, he's dead. This dude was freaking sick. Raping men. It's freaking gross, okay? Raping anyone is gross. Sick. Well, I want to thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you did not gain a fear of clowns, because clowns suck, and I don't want anyone to be scared of them. Now, I'm not saying you gotta go, say, hey, there's a clown over there, let me go hug him. Please don't. So, yeah. Bye.